Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Well, we're looking at Luke chapter 17, and today we're looking at just two verses, verses 20 and 21. In this chapter, Jesus, preparing his disciples for the time he'll be gone, has been talking about forgiving others who offend you. He's talking about faithfulness. He's been talking about being thankful for God's blessings and God's mercy as he heals the lepers and only one comes back to thank him. Where are the other nine? And then he turns to the Pharisees here because in verse 20 it reads, "Now when he was asked for by the Pharisees when the kingdom of God would come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of God does not come with observation, nor will they say, see here or see there, for indeed the kingdom of God is within you." Very interesting words here. You need to understand, of course, the Jewish leaders were the keepers of the law of Moses. And one of the things that the Old Testament law and the Old Testament prophets talked about was the coming kingdom of the Messiah. And as you well know, these Pharisees and most of the Jewish people were looking for the Messiah to come. That was the talk of the land, and they thought maybe it was John the Baptist. Of course, he got his head cut off. Then, now, could it be Jesus? But is he going to come with pomp and power and run the Romans out of the country? And so they're looking for an answer. When will the kingdom of God come? And Jesus, he does give them a satisfactory answer, but he turns it around on them. What is the kingdom of God? You know, he taught his disciples to pray, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done." So maybe they had heard that. And so if Jesus, the Messiah, was teaching the disciples to pray, "Thy kingdom come," well, then when is it going to come? Where is it? What does it look like? And Jesus is now telling them it doesn't come with observation. It won't come where you will see it with prompt and power and might, but it will come within. So Jesus is speaking about a spiritual kingdom while they're speaking about a material, a physical, a political kingdom that would rule in their midst. And in a way, that was only temporary. And Jesus one day would set up a kingdom upon this earth, and he would come in great power from heaven at the end of the tribulation. But now he says the kingdom of God is within you. And what does he mean by that? Well, definitely he wasn't telling the Pharisees that they had the kingdom of God within them. They rejected him. But basically what he was saying is the kingdom of God is here. It's here already. The king is here. It's right here in front of you. And the kingdom I'm speaking about is a spiritual kingdom. And then you think about Matthew's chapter 5, 6, and 7. In those chapters, Jesus gave the principles of the kingdom. It's a different kingdom. It will change the way we think, the thing we act, the way we love others. It is a kingdom that makes us humble where we were proud, generous when we were selfish, and hopeful when we were discouraged. My friend, this is a kingdom that changes everything. We choose forgiveness over bitterness. We choose service over selfishness. We trust God over worry. And in the way we reflect Jesus to the rest of the world around us. And so we have to be careful because we look maybe for the kingdom of God to come in material ways. Okay, if I live for the Lord, I'll have a good job, I'll have money in the bank, I'll have a family that loves each other, and everybody gets along with each other. And we might be looking for the kingdom of God in a material, physical way. And Jesus said, no, it's within you. It's within you when you submit to the kingship, the lordship of Jesus Christ in your heart. And then it reflects that you're living by those principles of Matthew 5, 6, and 7. And you read those carefully, and don't you realize that unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you can't enter the kingdom of God. In other words, as Jesus said to Nicodemus, you must be born again. And when the kingdom of God, you see it, you live in it, it's within you. And from inside out, you reflect to the world what the real kingdom of God is like. It's Christ ruling in your heart, in your life. And one day he will come and set up his kingdom, but now his kingdom rules in our hearts if we choose to submit to his lordship. Well, God bless you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.